Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here again, taking your sources, digging through them, and pulling out those high-value insights for that professional edge. Today, we're tackling something. Well, it sounds basic, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely fundamental for executive communication. It's the strategic art, really, of talking about a company's history and its performance trends.
Right.
This is definitely not just listing dates. It's professional storytelling. It's designed to build confidence, manage expectations, anchor accountability even.
Precisely. Yeah. If you're talking to investors or, the board, maybe even potential clients, vague language, that's just unprofessional language, full stop.
Oh.
So our mission today really is to give you the most important nuggets. We're talking chronology, how we actually fix an event in time and vocabulary, specifically how we define the intensity of change.
Intensity, right.
These are like the two key tools you absolutely need to sound authoritative, crystal clear, especially when you're discussing your business timeline.
Okay, let's unpack this then. If we're defining a history, we're talking about actions that started and finished at a known time in the past.
Yep, completed actions.
And our sources, they're very clear on this. The single most reliable structure. It's the past simple tense.
That's it.
We're not here to teach grammar, obviously, but we are defining the rhythm of professional accountability.
And what's fascinating, I think, is why the past simple, was founded, launched, increased, why it's non-negotiable.
Okay.
It's because it anchors responsibility, ties it to a fixed moment in time. See, unlike something like the present perfect, which can be a bit vague about the when.
Yeah, leaves it open.
Exactly. The past simple forces you. You have to state exactly when the action happened.
Right. And if you use the past simple, you absolutely must provide that anchor you mentioned, the time marker. Otherwise, the whole story just drifts, doesn't it? If I just say, oh, the company expanded.
Yeah, you're left wondering.
When was that, last week? 10 years ago? Who knows?
The anchor is critical.
Yeah.
And we can sort of categorize the most common markers we see. You've got the really specific date-driven ones in 1990 in June, maybe in the 1980s. Those are pretty straightforward.
Simple though.
Then you have what we could call relative markers, the ones that link back to now, to when we're speaking.
Like last year, last month, yesterday even.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago. See those a lot in maybe more casual reports.
Yeah, definitely. But for that higher level, strategic communication, we often see the connecting markers. These are like signposts guiding the listener through more complex phases.
Okay, like what?
Things like from 2005 to 2015, or at that time, subsequently. After that, later, these really help structure complex periods. Think about M&A cycles or maybe long product development windows.
Got it. So it's not just about throwing in a date. It's using that date to link a specific action, a finished accountable action, right into your narrative thread.
Exactly. And if you look at the source examples, you can really hear that precision. The company was founded in 1987. Clear action, clear date, boom.
Or they expanded to new markets in 2005. Same thing. Action, time, done.
And importantly, these markers can help you frame negative events too, by providing a clear recovery timeline.
Interesting. Like the example, sales dropped slightly in 2012, but recovered later.
Right. See how the dropped past simple is fixed firmly in 2012?
Yeah.
And then the recovered, also past simple, is fixed by that relative marker later. It implies, okay, that challenge, it's finished, we dealt with it.
Okay, so we've nailed down the when, we're anchoring events, but that still leaves things a bit vague sometimes, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, if we just say revenue increased, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
it doesn't really tell the listener much about the scale of the success or maybe the risk involved.
You're right. If we don't also fix the momentum, the intensity, the story just falls flat. It lacks impact.
Okay, right. And here's where it gets really interesting, I think, because now we're moving beyond just simple direction, up or down, into like strategic color.
The language of momentum, that's a good way to put it.
Once that timeline is set, we need really precise language to describe the movement, the growth, the decline, or maybe just stability.
Okay, so first, let's just quickly tick off the directional verbs. These are the engine, really, for this part, for getting higher. We want strong verbs like increase, rise, grow, accelerate, maybe even just go up.
And for getting lower, decrease, fall, drop, decline, or go down. Pretty standard.
Yep. And for things just staying consistent, stay the same or remain stable, Easy enough.
But as you said, direction is only half the story, isn't it? The real strategic impact, the nuance, it lies in the intensity and the speed of that change.
That's it.
And we communicate that with adverbs. This is where we actually make conscious decisions about the narrative we want to paint.
Exactly. Think about if the change was dramatic or really rapid, maybe showing volatility or perhaps massive, sudden success. We reach for words like rapidly, sharply, significantly, dramatically.
Big impact words.
Right. But let's say you're talking about stable, reliable, maybe blue chip companies. Then you want words that convey control, predictability.
So that's the difference between saying sales grew sharply versus sales grew steadily.
Precisely. Sharply sounds great, maybe, but it could also hint at high risk or demand you can't sustain.
Whereas steadily, that implies solid management, predictable returns. Much more comforting for certain audiences.
You choose the adverb based on the message you need or want to send. It's a strategic choice.
Totally. And consider the difference between, say, slightly and significantly.
Huge difference.
Right. If profits dropped slightly last quarter, well, okay, that's a minor bump, an inconvenience, manageable. But if they drop significantly...
That's a whole different conversation, probably involves a board meeting.
Exactly. That one little intensity adverb is doing some seriously heavy lifting in terms of communication.
It really is. And we can also bring in more sophisticated verbs here, ones that imply action and strategy, not just numbers moving on a chart.
Ooh, okay. Like what?
Well, instead of just saying the numbers grew, you might say something like, the portfolio consolidated its market share, or we leveraged our existing client base to drive growth.
I see. So the verb itself combines the direction with the business action that caused it.
Clever. It adds another layer of professionalism. Okay, let's maybe run a quick scenario practice just so you listening can really visualize the strategic choices here.
Good idea.
Okay, imagine you're reporting on a major breakthrough, a huge success. You'd probably say something like, in 2010, our revenue rose rapidly right after we launched our new app.
Right. That combination rose rapidly, paints a picture of a very steep upward curve. And it's justified by the app launch. Cause and effect.
Exactly. Now, contrast that rapid rise with, say, needing to convey stability, maybe to a skeptical investor, you might say. From 2012 to 2016, sales remained stable despite new competition entering the market.
So that flat line, which might seem boring, suddenly sounds like a huge success because you're emphasizing resilience, not just explosive growth.
It reframes it completely. Or think about managing bad news strategically. You don't want to hide it, of course, but you do want to kind of minimize the drama.
Right. Control the narrative.
So you might say, in 2018, profits fell slightly due to currency fluctuations. Okay, you acknowledge the drop using slightly.
Yep.
A setback we quickly mitigated by cutting operating costs. See? You immediately pivot to the accountable action using mitigated. You owned it, you fixed it.
Nice. So mastering this trend vocabulary, it really helps you explain both the wins and the challenges. But with the right level of drama, ensuring the listener perceives the reality you intend them to see.
Exactly. Which raises an important question, though. We've got all these great chronological markers, these precise trend verbs, but how do we actually organize them, put them together into a coherent narrative?
Yeah, because just listing facts, well, that sounds like reading off a resume, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not very engaging.
Not at all.
So what does this all mean? I guess it means combining that time element and the trend element, putting them into a compelling professional story using a simple but really effective structure, a three-part structure.
That's what the sources point to, yeah. Professional histories, doesn't matter if they're 5 sentences long or 50 pages, they tend to follow this sequence. The beginning, growth, and today.
Beginning, growth.
Today. Okay. This structure is really key because it frames the history as a progression, usually towards a positive present. Let's dive into that EcoFresh Foods case study from the sources. We can break down exactly how they pull these elements together.
Okay, good idea. Let's walk through it. So we start with the beginning, establishing the anchor point.
Right.
EcoFresh Foods was founded in 2005 by 2 college friends. Wanted to make healthy snacks. Initially, they sold their products in local markets.
Notice that. Past simple, founded, sold, fixed by a specific time marker in 2005. It's clean, efficient, no ambiguity.
Sets the stage perfectly. Then comes the growth stage. This is where we bring in that momentum, the change we talked about.
Yeah, this is often the longest part, most dynamic bit.
So for EcoFresh, in 2010, they opened their first store in Dhaka. Sales grew rapidly after they started selling online in 2015.
See, that grew rapidly. Powerful, high-impact verb-adverb combo we discussed.
Yep. And it continues. By 2020, the company had more than 200 employees and exported to several countries.
And that marker, by 2020, it's subtle but important. It signals a major milestone achieved, a point of consolidation almost before the story moves on.
Right. It wraps up that phase of intense growth.
And, if 𝗂𝗏 had hit a significant roadblock during that time,
Oh, good point.
the growth section is where you'd handle it. You might say something like, in 2018, sales fell significantly due to a supplier issue. Acknowledge it.
Okay.
But the team pivoted quickly and recovered fully the following year. So the structure handles setbacks too, provided the overall direction is still pointing upwards by the end of the section.
Makes sense. You weave it into the journey. Okay, so beginning, growth. What's the third part?
Today. The third part is today. This serves as the kind of professional punchline. It brings the whole history right up to the present moment.
The so what part?
Exactly. For 𝗂𝗏, last year, 𝗂𝗏 Foods launched a new product line, organic juices, and the company continues to grow today.
Notice the shift there. From past simple, launched, to present tenses, continues to grow. That really cements the forward momentum, doesn't it?
It brings it right up to date and implies future success. Looking at that whole 𝗂𝗏 narrative, you can really see the seamless use of the markers in 2005 and 2010, by 2020, last year, and those strong, strategically chosen verbs and adverbs founded, opened, grew rapidly, launched. It shows the listener why they should care about the history, because it all leads to this strong present situation.
And the beauty of this three-part structure, as you mentioned, is how scalable it is. We just walked through 𝗂𝗏, but we could apply the exact same method to a giant global brand like Apple. Keep it incredibly concise, but still super informative. Apple was founded in 1976. Beginning.
Yep.
The company launched the first Macintosh in 1984. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. Growth phase highlights.
Key milestones.
Today, it's one of the world's most valuable companies, and its growth continues to accelerate. Today. Punchline.
Perfect. Every sentence in that tiny summary is a deliberate choice, isn't it? Past simple for accountability.
Markers for chronology.
And that powerful final statement showing the present trajectory. It works.
Okay, wow. That really brings us neatly to the end of this deep dive. So let's recap the main takeaways for everyone listening.
Go for it.
First, master that clear grammar, the past simple tense, and crucially, pair it instantly with a specific time marker. That ensures accountability. Locks it down.
Second, elevate your vocabulary beyond just basic direction. Use those adverbs to define intensity. Think steadily versus sharply. And maybe use verbs that imply strategy leverage versus just increased. Add that nuance.
Right. And finally, always structure your communication using that simple, effective three-part narrative. The beginning, setting the foundation.
The growth phase, showing the momentum, the challenges overcome.
And today, bringing it to the present success and outlook.
Yeah, the ability to organize the story clearly. That's really what separates a truly professional update from just a rambling list of facts.
Definitely.
Use those clear time markers. Choose powerful, descriptive verbs founded, launched, expanded, grew steadily, consolidated, maybe dropped slightly. Pick the ones that paint your strategic picture accurately.
Okay, so here's the provocative thought, something for you to chew on and maybe apply right now. Use these tools, this structure, this vocabulary. Try describing the history of any company you know well. Could be your own employer, maybe a company you admire, or even a big global brand.
So just 4 or 5 sentences.
Exactly. Keep it tight. But focus consciously on selecting the time markers and the trend vocabulary that best support, let's say, their current valuation story. Why are they where they are today?
That's a great exercise. Think about our example starter. Our company was founded in 2012. Okay, beginning.
After 2 years, we expanded to new cities. Growth marker and action.
Sales increased steadily over the next 5 years, allowing us to consolidate our market position. Trend language, strategic verb.
Today, we serve customers all over the country and continue to look for new opportunities. Today, forward-looking.
It's clear, it's professional, it's complete, hits all the right notes.
Exactly. So apply this structural rigor, think about these language choices immediately, and you really will find your professional communication instantly elevated.
Absolutely.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Great discussion.
We'll catch you next time.